Jordan Landry of Seattle is completely blind. He uses his cane to get around. But as he was awaiting trial for assault charges in the King County Jail, for months he didn't have any accommodations to help with his lack of sight.
I would fall on the way to the bathroom, sometimes soiling myself, and this would, of course, result in laughter from other inmates.
To protect him from other inmates, King County placed him in solitary confinement. But he says they gave him no assistance for his disability.
It was total sensory deprivation.
He couldn't interact with other inmates, and without a cane, he struggled to find his food or get to the bathroom.
So I couldn't even get to a shower. I almost just forgot that I was human. I mean, I just lived like an animal.
Good afternoon.
Today from his Seattle apartment, Landry testified in the Senate Human Services Committee.
I'm Jordan Landry, here in support of
urging state lawmakers to pass a bill that would, for the first time in 40 years, bring back statewide scrutiny of local jails. A measure he says may have prevented his downfall behind bars.
Not only would it help me, I witnessed other indignities suffered by other inmates.
For years, the King 5 investigators have exposed the mistreatment of inmates in local jails across the state. The state is home to one of the highest death rates of local jail inmates in the entire country. But Washington law lacks mandatory statewide jail standards and oversight measures. It's up to jails to police themselves. Senator Rebecca Saldana is the sponsor of the legislation, which proposes to create an independent oversight body inside the governor's office, one that would create jail standards and investigate problems affecting inmates. Last year, we found multiple jails using unqualified medical staff to treat inmates, like Javier Tapia, who lost his leg at the Pierce County Jail after a life-threatening infection went undiagnosed. And in rural Garfield County, in this dilapidated basement jail, an inmate, Kyle Lara, took his own life, but his body wasn't discovered for more than 18 hours.
Jail staff then served his dead body 2 separate meals, unaware that he had hung himself.
That's the inmate's father, David Lara.
Without oversight, frankly, the state is complicit in jail injuries and deaths.
Not everyone is on board with the proposed legislation.
We support the goals of this bill. We do oppose how this bill seeks to go about those goals.
I think we have some concerns about sort of the far-reaching and potentially overly burdensome requirements.
Critics worry mandatory changes will be too costly without extra funding from the state. As for Jordan Landry, his fate in that King County isolation cell took a dramatic turn in 2019 when attorneys from the advocacy group Disability Rights Washington stepped in. Landry finally got a cane and other accommodations, like this audiobook player to pass the time.
I consider that like one of my most cherished possessions.
In 2022, after 3.5 years in jail, a jury found Landry not guilty. He's now focused on trying to improve the system that he says took away his dignity.
My message to lawmakers would be that you have the power to potentially save lives.
And as a free man, he's passing the time with the same audio player that changed him.
That audio book, which in retrospect was just the pinprick of light at the end of the tunnel. It just means that much to me because it represented to me that I was still a person. I was still valuable to someone somewhere.
A spokesperson for the King County Jail declined to comment on Landry's case, but they told us they're reviewing their protocols to make sure they're complying with the Americans with Disabilities Act. Reporting from the newsroom, Taylor Muir-Fendereski, King 5 News.